Hi everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day. I wanted to share an experience I had recently, and I'm a big person who believes in sharing, especially our life's experiences with each other, because we can learn so much from that and learn what not to do, learn what to do to make our lives easier, because sometimes there is suffering involved in someone learning an experience, and I always like to share in hopes of saving someone some suffering and just getting to the learning part and knowing what to do in a circumstance, any circumstance in life. This one happens to be about dying and about priorities. I had a stroke recently, a heat stroke, and while that might not sound as severe as a regular stroke, it is for an individual that has a spinal cord injury and even someone who does not. So this applies to everybody, not because of the heat stroke, but because of the priorities, which I will get to. I lost the feeling on my right side, which turned to losing the movement on my right side. This right arm here that you see, boom, just hung like a dead weight. I also lost my ability to speak, and I was very, very scared. This was the third time in my life that I had faced life or death challenges, life or death situation. First one was when I was injured. The second one was when I had a long complication over a period of 18 months, and we didn't quite know how things were going to turn out. This third one was the one I'm talking about to you now. And in those first two, when I was laying in a roadway, I went on the day I had my car accident, and with the other complication that I had regrets. I thought, if I die now, I have so many regrets. And they weren't regrets about, I don't have a big enough house, or I don't have the car I always wanted. They weren't about materialistic things. They were about, oh, I wish I would have said this instead of that to that person. I wish I would have healed a relationship or a rift between somebody and who I love and myself. I wish I would have spent more time doing this instead of that. And when I say this instead of that, I'm not talking about the big things in life. I'm not talking about we have to work. Everybody has different financial responsibilities. We all need to keep a roof over our heads and food in our mouths and clothes on our back. Those are the basics. Some people have more struggles than others. Single people, single moms, people who are married that have children, people who have disabilities. Everybody has different levels of financial responsibilities, and I get that. So sometimes the choices we make of what we want to do and what we think we need to do are hard. But let me just give you an example. For about 45 minutes, we did not know recently how things were going to go. It was very scary. And having your mind work perfectly and all you can do is talk baby talk is very scary. But the one thing that I had peace with was there was one thing I said to myself that I had regrets. Oh, I wish I would have. Oh, I wish I would have. Oh, I wish I would have. Besides, I wish I would live to be past 43, which I am now. There was nothing. And the first two times there were. It didn't take just once, meaning my car accident, to learn that lesson. It took twice. And here's what I'm talking about. Right now I'm making a video because the business that I started, that I founded, that I'm working to build even more, if I want to have it go in the direction that it's going and continue to do so and to build, I need to do certain things. I need to make videos, I need to write articles, I need to A, B, C, D, and all the way to Z. what we need to do if you own your own business or if you have a job. And everybody has someone to answer to. I don't have a quote boss, but if I don't do my work, my business isn't going to grow. And if my business isn't going to grow, then I'm not going to be able to bring money into my household, which I need to do. But let's say I had one of my nieces had a dance recital this evening, and I knew that the only time I had time to make a video was at the same time her dance recital was. And I needed this video not because it was under some deadline, but because the way I like to run my business and do my work, I do certain things at certain times because that's what people start expecting to see. But if I would have went to bed that night and I would have made a video, died in my sleep, and the next day was wherever we go after this, I would have had a regret of, I wouldn't have cared if that video got made or not, if I choose to stay home and make it. I would have, however, regretted not seeing my niece at her dance recital, or my nephew at his softball game, or whatever event would take place, because I mentioned nieces and nephews. I talk about them because that is what drives me. Don't have children of my own, but I have 9 nieces and nephews that I'm absolutely crazy about. They're my biggest inspiration. They keep me going. They are they're a huge part of my soul. And I would have deeply regretted making the choice to do a video that my computer would have been there the next day waiting for me to make a video, or maybe I may stay up a little late and I make it that night after the recital so I'm ready for tomorrow, or maybe I do it tomorrow because my computer will be waiting. My niece's dance recital would not. And those moments in time, whatever your special moments in time are, whatever really holds tight in your heart, don't miss those, because you're not going to miss, oh, I wish my house would have been bigger, or I wish I would have bought that nicer car. I highly doubt it. I can't speak for the world, but again, I've had 3 experiences where I could have died, and that's as close as I want to get. And this is such a special lesson that there was no way I could keep it to myself. So when you have priorities, the small priorities that seem small, they're not. Those are the moments that are going to make your life. And when we leave this life, we don't want to leave it with regrets, because we will have no peace, and it won't be how we want to look back on our life and say, that's the way I lived. And this might sound corny, but there's a song out there by Tim McGraw, and the title is Live Like You Were Dying. And I wish the word dying wasn't on the end. I wish it was something else, but it's true. You have to use that word, because sometimes we get caught up in what we think is important. And I understand there has to be a balance. I have to keep a roof over my head, food in my mouth, clothes on my back. But again, the little things are what is going to make your life your life. So I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day wherever you are, and I will see you again really soon. And I hope this video has made you think just a little bit. So take care. I wish you again a beautiful day with no regrets, and I'll see you really soon. Take good care.